You can tell that I like power. I came right to the top of the steps. I want to be your next delegate. I want to be the next delegate for the 24th House District of Virginia. And I think I can do a better job than what's been done so far. I said earlier today, and at the risk of repeating myself, what I want to say is this little gentle breeze we've got blowing today, we're going to fan it. We're going to fan it and make it blow harder and harder. And by November, I want to ride a wind into Richmond, and I want to change the good old boy club, the good old boys club in Richmond forever. This is springtime. It's time for new beginnings, and I think this is a new beginning for the House of Delegates. Let me tell you a little bit about myself and why I think I'm the right person for this job. I was born in New Jersey, raised in New Jersey, but left there when I was 18 to go to college. I'm the oldest of 6 children. I was the only one to graduate from high school. I put myself through college. I put myself through law school. I've worked hard all my life. And when I started practicing law in Lexington, I actually started in Stanton for a couple of years, but I came back to Lexington because I loved Lexington so much. I worked hard for every single client. I was a legal aid attorney at Legal Aid for 7 years, and I worked hard there for the poor people I represented. I ran my own office until the end of last year, and I worked hard for every client I represented, and I fought hard for them. I want to take that next step in my career. I want to go and take all those skills I learned as a trial lawyer for all these years, and I want to go to Richmond with those skills. I want to fight for you. I want my people to be ably represented in Richmond, my people being the people of the 24th District. There are a lot of concerns that you have, and we're going to talk about those. While I was here, and someone mentioned to me today, you didn't mention the SPCA. Okay, I have been on the board of the SPCA off and on for 30 years. I've been the counsel to the SPCA, still am. So animals are very close to my heart. As Jean said, I've got a farm on the southeast side of House Mountain. I live there with horses and dogs and a tractor and a pickup truck and a .22 rifle. And I live a country life. I understand people who live a country life. People who live a country life work hard. They work hard from sunup to sundown. And that's what I do. That's who I am. I'm just like you. And I'm going to work hard in Richmond. Okay, what are some of the things that are going on in Richmond that affect us right here that are not the way they should be going? The first, at the top of everyone's list that I've spoken to, is Medicaid expansion. We have not taken advantage of billions of federal dollars offered to the state of Virginia to allow middle-class families, I'm talking about families that make less than $36,000. In Rockbridge County, that's middle class. Those people don't have insurance. All that would do, those billions of dollars that we left lying on the table in Washington, it would give those families medical care. Those families who don't go to the hospital, don't go to the doctor, don't get medical care when they should, and that problem gets worse and worse and worse. And who pays for that? You do. There you go. You do. That $5 Band-Aid, that $3 aspirin on your bill when you go to the emergency room, that's because the hospital has to pay somehow for the people who come in with no insurance and need medical care. You pay for that anyway, so why not bring those dollars home? Those dollars came out of your federal taxes. You paid that. Our politicians just didn't take advantage of it, didn't bring it home. You bring home billions of dollars into the state of Virginia, you're going to spur the economy. You're going to create jobs. The other thing we need is we need more money for education. We need more teachers, and we need both at the elementary and the high school level to be able to do better for our kids. Worse, we have college students who are being told that they have to borrow up to $120,000 to go to 4 years of college because there's no federal subsidy, there's no state subsidy, there's no help. When I graduated from high school in 1965, my family had nothing to put me through college with. I borrowed money, yes, but I had scholarships and grants and work study, and I did not come out of college with a huge debt. I did have some debt, but we're doing disservice to our students today. We're expecting them to borrow money to put themselves through college, and what that means is they're graduating from college with a huge debt that they often get discouraged from. You can't bankrupt student loans. It's almost impossible. And who benefits from this system? The banks do, and the colleges do. You know who the victims are? The students. The students are the ones we're letting down. That needs to change. I know every single one of you out there would agree with me when I say there's too much big money running our government. And that's as true in Virginia as it is in Washington, D.C. You look at where the money comes from for these campaigns, they're mostly from corporations and big business. My opponent, Mr. Klein, has recently voted for a law, which is now a law, that prohibits the State Corporation Commission from looking at our electric rates for the next 5 years. That agency was established to do just that, and it's because we have a monopoly. We don't get to choose who our electric company is. We have to pay whatever one runs the lines to our house. And so to keep that from being a rapacious system that takes advantage of people paying for electricity, the state of Virginia put the state corporation in control to look at those rates. The politicians have tied the hands of that agency for the next 5 years. We don't get to look at the rates for the electric company. We just pay the rates. Guess where some $12,000 of campaign donations to Ben Klein since he started holding office comes from? Dominion Electric Power. That's right. That's right. Now, it doesn't affect us right now in Rockridge County, but our neighbors in Augusta County and our neighbors in Nelson County are fighting a natural gas pipeline that Dominion Electric is trying to run through their farms and their backyards in national forests. Those people are fighting hard, but their elected representative, Mr. Klein, is on the other side. So he's on the other side of the rate issues, he's on the other side of the pipeline issue, but he's supposed to be representing these people. Why isn't the money for the millions of dollars this pipeline is costing, why aren't we building solar arrays? Solar farms. Why aren't we building wind power with that? That's the energy of the future. Fossil fuels are the energy of the past. We're building an obsolete infrastructure in a pipeline to pipe an obsolete fossil fuel through the middle of Virginia to sell to a foreign country. How does that benefit Virginia? It doesn't help us at all. So, medical care, employment, jobs. Solar arrays and wind power needs maintenance. Both of those forms of energy require regular maintenance. You build a fossil fuel pipeline, it's in the ground. There are no jobs that come out of that pipeline after it's built. And when it's being built, they're not going to hire local help. They're going to hire specialized construction crews from out of state. You're not going to see jobs coming into the state from that pipeline. You're not going to see money coming into the state from that pipeline. So for all these reasons, I think you need new representation, and I think I'm the one to do it. I want your vote. I want your vote, and your vote, and your vote, and your vote. I want your votes. It's going to take a lot of work. I am not underestimating the amount of work ahead of this campaign to change the status quo. It's always hard to change inertia and change it into action. But that's what I think we can do. And I think this is a winnable fight. I think we can win this fight. I want to ride that wind into Richmond in November. I want to see all of you at my victory party on November 3rd.